Acknowledge your own worth. You have to seek your own values, seek your own honor, and stand for your name. Who you are on who you really is basically an importance on the perspective world where that we live in, right? Because at the end of the day, we live in such in a world where really, really big spiritual thing where if your energies are really low, a lot of people are just gonna basically not gonna make you not gonna make you valued as you should be, and now you're not gonna be seen as worth, if you know what I mean, right? And the thing is that we live in a world where in energies we transfer energies one to another, right? So at the end of the day, this is a really important concept for yourself because you always want to make sure you're at the best state of mind and at the best value of mind, right? So, first of all, in order for you to seek your values and seek the true honor that you deserve, is to challenge yourself over not having negative self talk. Talking yourself down and having a negative self talk will always put you down below, making you sure that you set the bar too low and basically not having a contribution on the things that on who you really are. It typically just referring into like certain names, certain recognitions, certain views, certain words, certain like image that you set yourself just because of the power of the tongue. Your words are an important cause because the way you react to yourself, I'm such a loser. Oh, why did I do this? I'm useless, right? You start telling yourself all these things, and now your mind is feeding up from this. So when it comes to positive things, such as you setting your own values, setting your worth, you don't see your worth up there because you've been calling yourself bad names, right? So the recognition is not there, even though your recognition naturally should be up here. You putting yourself in a much more lower state on subconsciously just because that's the way you see yourself, right? So you also have to practice self growth. Practicing self growth is gonna open so much opportunities for you and making sure every status of yourself is growing in a much more better state. Meaning that if you don't have confidence on speaking, meaning if you don't have confidence on your skin, even if you don't have confidence on your hair, on your facial, whatever, it could be anything, right? Now you're basically improving on those looks, improving on everything, and just making like a much more higher standard for yourself. So practicing self growth is just gonna uplift you in a good way. As instead of you not focusing on yourself, just living life as it is, and you're not taking care of everything, you're basically just living a life where you're letting you know you're not being really hygiene of yourself. You're not really taking care of yourself, right? So you also have to set boundaries. Setting boundaries is a case where you're setting like a lot of things, a lot of standards that will help you be a much more extravagant person, right? Setting boundaries meaning as you don't want to do this no more, you don't want to do that, you don't accept this, you don't want to hang around with these type of people because you have boundaries, right? You have accepted to yourself to a person who is not tolerating any of those sort of things no more, because if you do, then you basically are going to be deselecting yourself from who you are or the thing that you're trying to do, which is acknowledging your worth, right? And some of these things come when you surround yourself with good positivity, and whenever you seek to yourself in good positivity growth, that's exactly when you're bringing everything. Even when you go out, even if you feel those days that you're not at the best, you're feeling tired, you're feeling like lazy, or you're feeling like really unmotivated, you're still gonna have like a certain people that are gonna be positive, right? And whoever you hang around with is a reflection of yourself. So everything that is matching with who you are is a match with who you hang around with, right? So hanging around with positive people means that you're a positive person, and that's exactly what you want to get at, because you don't want to hang around with the people who you used to hang around with. Because if those people didn't make you seek your worth, didn't make you put yourself in a better position on your mindset, on your perspective, basically, I mean, Really, let's be realistic here. Are they gonna be any help to you in the future? Really? No. Let's be realistic, right? You gotta be honest with yourself and you gotta be real. They're not, right? So you're gonna put yourself in a much more positive surroundings, in a much more positive and around meaning emotional wise and energy wise, right? And you deserve more than anything. Like you deserve more than anything. Just because you're half-assed, just because you're lazy sometimes, just because you don't feel like doing anything, and just because you think you don't deserve anything. I mean, that's because of your own causes, and that's because of how you think to yourself. You gotta know that everything that you think, everything that opinion wise, every emotion wise that you have in the state of mind is important, because that's an improvised way to see if you really, really sick to yourself or really don't sick to yourself in a way where spiritually, you don't love yourself, you hate yourself, or you just basically don't care about yourself, right? It could be anything. But if it's in one of those effects where it's affecting you mentally and it's affecting you day by day, every day, you have to change. And acknowledging your word, acknowledging your values is going to help you so much. Because now you're not just inspiring yourself, but you're inspiring other people. And when you inspire other people, is when you're truly making a change. Right? So what I'm trying to say is that you can do this as well. Like, acknowledging your word is being appreciative of who you are. Knowing yourself well and having that self-trust. Building that self-trust is always gonna dictate to yourself. I can always do this. I can always do that. I can support myself in this situation. I can support them in that situation. Having self-trust is having the trust within yourself that nothing can face you and nothing can make you go in the underground. Right? Because if you're thinking to yourself that anything can put you on the ground, anything can not really motivate you, anything not bringing, that mindset is gonna be a constantly barrier onto who the decisions that you want to make, into the females you want to talk to, into the finances that you want to do, because you're not being ideal to yourself. You're setting yourself in a low bar, and you're not foreseeing on your true values, on the true things that can be crucial for your environment, right? So just reflecting on your core values, reflecting on your skills, reflecting on the person that you are, and reflecting on the things that you have succeeded, on the growthness and the fulfillment that you had. Think to yourself, if it wasn't me, would anybody else would have been different? If I did this, or if I did that, what could have been a different cost? What could have been a different cost? What could have been? Are you telling yourself that if anybody else lived your life, they would think the same as you do? Or they would think differently? I mean, we don't know, right? But at the end of the day, it's not about how other people or however they went through stuff. It's how they dictated themselves. It's about how they changed their environment. It's about the growth that they had impacted in their own fulfilled environment. So whatever you went through, whatever is making you not worth it, whatever people are telling you, it's not true. It's not true. Because this is how it works. You're still living. You're still smiling. You're still feeling emotions. You're still able to run, able to move. You're still able to change your life around. You're still able to read books. You're still able to go to a gym. Like, what is realistically holding you back from knowing who you really are? These things that I'm telling you about, this is all natural. This is normal things. There shouldn't be a reason why when you shouldn't be recognizing your own worth just because of stupid stuff. unnecessary stuff that doesn't even match on who you are. So look, let me tell you this. Just because you're watching this video, you're already giving me a sign that you're already acknowledged on who you are. But it's just the fact that either you're gonna change or you're gonna keep having that mindset. But yeah, man, it's been Fredo Saga. Let's leave the dimension expansion with some new game and let's implement it real well. Let's get it.